So delighted to be joined on the Star Sport podcast today by the new Cork camogie captain, Méabh Cahalane, in the build-up to the very camogie leagues, which start in just a few days' time. I suppose, first of all, Méabh, how you've been over the last few days? Obviously, you're the captain of the Cork camogie team. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's a huge honour to be, announced as Cork Camogie captain. Coming in off the back of winning the club championship. So a huge honour to represent my club, my family, and really looking forward to the challenge ahead.
How did you find out about being named captain for 2025?
I think it was my club that notified me, before Christmas. So I think that was where I first found it out.
And you've achieved so much already in the game of camogie, obviously winning multiple All Irelands, being going up the Hogan stand steps last year with Maeve Lynch to collect the trophy, obviously last year after winning the All Irelands. How much of an honour is this to captain the team outright?
Look, I suppose it's a huge honour because, it's something you dream of, when you're a little girl training camogie under seven, under eight, and to be named as Cork captain, it's a huge honour and something that you'd have worked really hard for. But I suppose there's such a special group there at the moment that, there's so many leaders on the panel, so it could be any one of them, and I'm sure every night at training, someone else stands up, and there's always people speaking and offering advice. So it's a huge honour, and it's just great to be among those experienced girls there now as well.
And your dad, obviously, Niall, Cork and Castlehaven legend, has captained many teams in the past. Are you going to get much advice off him?
Um, yeah, he offers the odd bit of advice, all right. So whether I take it now or not sometimes is another story. But yeah, no, he always would, encourage to just go out and try your best and work hard and try and be as good of a player you can every day. So you obviously take that advice on board. He's been there and done that. So it's obviously good advice to have.
Obviously, your dad being a legend, your brothers being in the Cork hurling panels and football panels in the past as well. You have Orla and Grania in the Camogie panel with you. What's it like to be in a family that's steeped in GA history?
Yeah, I suppose it's really special. We're extremely fortunate that, all of us enjoy it so much. And, that we get so much out of it. But I suppose each one of us puts so much into it as well. You see, you see the lads and the girls, the amount of work they put into it and the training and the hours. And obviously, it was a great season for us last year and probably not so much the lads. So, between all of us playing, there's some great days and there's some disappointing days, but we're always there to support each other. So it's really nice to have at home, and I suppose we're just really fortunate to all be enjoying it so much.
What's it like in general to have two of your sisters on the panel with you in Orla and Grania?
It definitely makes it that bit more special. Especially the last couple of years when we won. When you've any sister involved or any sibling involved, it definitely makes it more special. I suppose it was a really proud moment for my mum and dad as well, and our grandparents. So it definitely makes those days more special. Unfortunately, my sister Grania, she came in on the Cork Camogie panel last year, and she was going really well, and she just happened to get a horrific injury a week before the final. So, obviously then you have aspects like that can be tough when you see your sister or your sibling go through that. So, she's back doing her rehab at the moment, working really hard. And I suppose when you see someone work that hard, um, doing things like that, it probably makes you go out and feel like you're that bit more fortunate to actually being getting the opportunity to go out training. So it definitely is special to have, sisters and siblings involved, and it makes, winning that bit more special.
And the Camogie inter-county season starts in just a few days' time. Cork are up against Waterford on the first day of the very Camogie League. What are preparations like before the league campaign kicks off?
We've got a good bank of training in the last couple of weeks. We've trained really hard. We've the Ashburn girls back with us now this week. A lot of them will be disappointed and gunning to go to for the league as well, and a lot of them probably have a point to prove going in. putting the rest of us under pressure for a position. So, it's healthy competition in our panel at the moment, and I suppose it's whoever's showing is going to get picked. The training games some days are like championship games, and that's just the way this panel is at the moment. So, we're really lucky, and if we can have everyone fit and free of injury, it's going to be hugely competitive, and we're all really looking forward to the league.
Like you mentioned, the Ashburn panel there, UCC got to the final, were very close against UL. Does that kind of help the panel in a way that new players would step up from that UCC team and maybe provide a bit of competition for the Cork panel in the first team?
Definitely, and like even for the likes of Maeve Murphy and Aoife Healy, who were starting with us this year, the Ashburn, you can really see them. The Ashburn games stand to them in training at the moment. You can really see that the college girls, are going really well at the moment. Clodagh Finn, she had an unbelievable campaign with the Ashburn, so she'll be pushing for a place. But it's really good because I suppose every night you go out in training, then you're marking the likes of Clodagh, you're marking the likes of Maeve Murphy, Fahili. So it is really good for the other players to get up to speed then to that as well.
And like Cork haven't won a league title in camogie since 2013. Is that kind of an aim for the team to go and break that duck?
Definitely, and I think a league medal is it's a really good medal to have. It's not a medal that a lot of people in our group would have. So we're I suppose we're looking at it, taking it game by game. It's as good a preparation for championship as you can get. It's five really tough games. You'll have a couple of home games, and then you'll have really tough away games. So the first game for us is against Waterford Below in Cork. We played them away last year. Really tough game above in WIT, and I think we only won that day by a point. So we'll be expecting nothing different this year. Ourselves and Waterford know each other really well at this stage. So it'll be interesting to see what they've done with their panel as well this year. If they've a few new faces, if they've changed the style of play, things like that. So you kind of try to figure that out as the league goes on. But I'm sure we'll be meeting each other as the year goes on as well. So it's just good, I suppose, to get those types of games at this time of the year.
And a good first year for Manley to manage the team with winning the All Ireland straight off the bat. Like, how much of an influence has he had on the panel overall?
Yeah, he's Jerry's come in now, and you know he's brought in fresh. There's fresh new faces in the management team again this year. So it's probably good, for the girls who are trying to prove a point to try and get into the team. Jerry did really well last year. It wasn't going to be easy winning back to back All Ireland medals, and he did so. And he's really focusing in on the league this year as well. So no, he's hugely competitive. He encourages us, to come to every training session and give it our all. And yeah, it's gone well for him so far. So hopefully this year will be no different.
Just a final question. I know the championship is a while away. The league comes first, but like a potential of winning three in a row for this Cork group, is that an exciting prospect for the panel moving forward?
Definitely, it's a huge opportunity, I suppose. Having got over the line the last 2 years, but I suppose we can't stay at the level that we've been at the last 2 years. Galway really put it up to us in the final last year, and it probably was our bench who came on and made the difference in the end. That was probably, the impact that they have was probably the difference between the two teams in the end. But there's nothing between the teams, so we know that the pack are chasing us, and we have to go another level, and we have to raise the bar again if we intend on getting back there. So I suppose getting as much as we can out of the league, then we move on to Munster Championship, and then you start your championship games. So there's a lot of games to play, there's a lot of training to be done. So we know how hard you have to work to get back there. But I think everyone's intention is that's obviously the goal, but we've a lot to do before we get there.
Yeah, and hopefully Cork to go on and win the three in a row. That'll be absolutely brilliant. Listen, Maeve, thanks very much for your time. Best of luck with the league campaign and the championship later on. And congrats on being the Cork captain for 2025.
Thanks a million.